Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hitch caught up on some news now. A suspected vandal facing charges after allegedly leaving Beavis and Butthead graffiti all over Detroit. My goodness. I'm sorry. I was not. I'm sorry. Brian Heron calls himself Beavis. Spelled B-V-I-S. I'm so sorry. Police say he left his mark on buildings and fences, even inside a supermarket. Heron, actually, this is...
The city has dedicated areas where they have murals. Maybe you can participate in one of those. Although most of us love cartoons as kids, we can't go around painting our favorite cartoon characters in multiple locations all over the region.
In all, Heron faces 6 counts of malicious destruction of property, punishable by up to 4 years in prison.
So that's how my day started. How did your day go? Let's go. Thursday show, June 13th, June 14th. My goodness.
You having a day.
See, I am having that kind of day today. June 14th, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network. So, guys, earlier today, you know, it's just one of those things, you know, when you read the news, and you do go block by block, right? I mean, This block, you're focused on this block, you're focused on that. Now, I did see the story in the commercial break where I'm reading the Beavis and Butthead, and I saw the story from Jessica Dupnack about this Beavis and Butthead vandal that had been spray painting and, you know, defacing all kinds of different places in the city of Detroit. And when you see it, when you read it, it is much different from when you say the word butthead out loud. And that word butthead just got me. I had nowhere to go. And then when I heard it in my ear, you know, you wear these earpieces, right? You can hear your voice, you hear everything going on. Braylon along in just a minute. Pete Spivak. James is in the TD booth, and of course, KG, the staple here, in the audio booth. When I heard the word butthead, when I said butthead, and it like just triggered something in me, I'm like, I cannot believe that I just said butthead, and this is a legitimate news story. And then once I said, my goodness,
it was over.
That was it. And as one of the posters said, Braylon Edwards, as one of the posters says, you could see the soul, your soul, just leave your body once you said, my goodness.
When I sent that in, I died laughing. Like, I haven't heard the term butthead in a very long time, and it was fitting for what was going on. It was kind of like a double entendre, but it was funny as I don't know what. What's the last time you had a good, honest, wholesome laugh like that? Because in my estimation, KG, that's what it was.
Yeah. It is one of those things, too, and I don't know how to describe it to you fellas, but when you are out there, and I'm just thankful, like, look, graffiti, spray painting, bad.
Right.
Crime, can't do it. I'm just glad it wasn't some type of like horrific murder or some sort of really, really tough news.
It's almost kind of like you're like, hey, keep you don't want to encourage them. Like, keep up the Beavis and Butthead, not the other stuff.
And then there were 2 other news stories after that I had to get through. And I'm thinking to myself, please kill the next 2 stories so I don't have to read them. The control room did me a favor, one, by not putting me back on camera.
Okay.
At that point, I'm thinking to myself, do not put me on camera. I cannot get through this. Second thing, they gave me a little bit of break by going right to the soundbite. Okay. So at that point, this is where this part of the hand comes in. Let me give you a little trick. Okay? Little trick. This is it right here. there's a soft spot here in the webbing of your hand.
It looks funny on camera.
Right. Well, that's fine. There's a soft spot here in the webbing of your hand.
All right.
Anytime you are having a laugh attack, it is a pressure point. When you are laughing and you cannot stop,
Right.
dig your thumb and just grind in there.
Wow.
And it will hurt you so bad. And once that read was over, I couldn't move my hand. I was digging into my pressure points so bad to stop from laughing. It's the only way I got through the rest of that script.
Oh,
I may have to stuck with the laugh, man.
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
It is.
And I
It
just
is
came from
painful.
pain.
But if you it's terrible. I think laughing is one of my it's one of my what do you call it?
Guilty pleasures?
Defense mechanisms
Okay,
too.
I
Like
got
if you
you.
get scared, if you get anxious, if you get like I have laughed at funerals before. It
Okay.
is terrible. Like I laughed at my grandpa's funeral. I'll never forget. It was
God.
terrible.
Yeah, we got that set up.
You gotta go
Yeah.
deep in there.
I don't think Grandpa would
Pause.
have been mad at that, man.
No, he wouldn't have been
He
mad. But nonetheless, so that's how I got through it.
How did
It
you
is-
receive at the station?
Oh man, well, so Dina and Marielle, the two ladies
know
that I
the
host a
ladies,
show with, they're at the news desk. I'm in the chairs over here, and they were dying. I initially think, okay, so they see me dying.
yeah.
They can pick up the read.
Right.
They could not pick up the read.
Oh.
They are dying themselves. They turn their backs on me so that I would not see them laugh.
But doesn't that make it even funnier?
Well, then all of a sudden I just saw their shoulders, like laughing, like they were just dying too. So it was one of those moments that, man, when you're going through it and you know you're on TV, it is a long time.
Hey,
man.
you can't win them all, man.
But luckily, Ryan has you have the professional cachet of 20 years with Fox. So like you got some tricks of the trade. You know how to kind of wiggle out of it. I think that's why it was so funny is because knowing all that, you still gave that laugh. You still kind of broke character, as they say in WWF. Yeah. So it was just funny to see. You my guy too to see. My grandma hit me about it too. So she saw it.
Have you ever had another news?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
I've had several of them.
Snafus,
I've had several of them. If you gave me a moment, I could probably send in a bunch. But there were a lot of them. One in particular that really I started laughing at. Maybe I could send it in during the commercial break here. But it's one where we were talking about. So Dina, Marielle, and I were talking about the movie A Quiet Place.
Okay, yeah.
They got a part 3 coming out.
They got a part 3. It's actually a prequel, day
prequel.
1.
Right.
So this was A Quiet Place #1, and Marielle was talking.
Leah's been getting you right with the movies.
Yeah. So Marielle was talking about how unsettling it is because if you make noise, you die.
Right.
In this movie, essentially. And Marielle was talking about how people that have hard candy, you buy hard candy in the box, like shaking the box. She was going like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I lost it. I lost it.
So certain people can't survive in a quiet place. Love Morial. I don't think she's a person that can survive in a quiet place. But eager to see day 1. John Krasinski does a heck of a job. You know him from The Office, but now he's a director. Now he's an action star. It's funny to see his progress. But he's married to Keira Knightley. That's the girl.
Okay.
And I want to make sure I got it right. Make sure I have that name right. But I think it's Keira Knightley is his wife. She's in all of them. She didn't want to do the second one because they thought they had struck gold in the first one. Like, this is great. We don't want to mess with the algorithm.
Right.
So he convinced her. He put together the script for the second one. And obviously the second one was a hit again. And then here you are with the third one, in which they won't be in it, but obviously he's still directing it. It's kind of creative in the sense that most people keeps adding on. Fast and the Furious, you name it. Here's part 3. Here's part 4. Here's part 5. I like how they did it. In part 2, they kind of went back to the actual day of. And now in part 3, they're actually going to the day before. So very, very, very sharpness by John Krasinski. Got to tip your hat to him.
That's a movie, too, that, any movie that could freak you out.
Man, you're not lying.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a movie that just totally freaks you out. And I saw a movie yesterday. We went to see Inside Out
How
2.
was it?
It was a good movie. Number one is way better.
Okay.
Number one is way better. And I did send the right now, I just sent that other clip. Inside Out 2 is very good. It's for older kids.
Got you.
Look, you can take kids at any age. But a lot of the older kids will get some of the changes because
teenagers,
exactly because
high school.
The main character goes through puberty essentially, or just starts puberty. Now, my 7-year-old boy, who's going on 5, that I always say, like my 9-year-old daughter's going on 20, and my 7-year-old boy is going on 5. A lot of that stuff was way over his head. He just enjoyed the experience of going to the movie, and he likes the characters, joy, anger, and all that stuff. All the new characters, like anxiety, and he has no idea what that is. So it kind of lost on him. So kids, kind of the age of the main character, it's really good for.
I think the movies are coming back in a major way, and I'm glad we had a chance to share some conversation yesterday before you saw the movie.
Absolutely.
But movies are coming back in a major way. You go to the movies now, there's more people. Like, talking the last 3-4 years since COVID. You go to the movies and it's 6 people in the theater, 2 people in the theater, another couple. When we went to see Bad Boys 4.
There's a big crowd for that yesterday too.
It's the number 1 movie in the world. Like, when we went, my girlfriend and I, shout out to Britt, we went Friday.
Emma Stone, by the way, thanks to Papa D's. Emma Stone, not Keira Knightley.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Emma Stone, thank you so much. Got to be professional on the show. Yeah. Emma Stone, they're married in real life. But when we went to see Bad Boys 4, I heard some good reviews, but I don't necessarily trust everybody's opinion. KG, Pete, James, when we went, theater's packed. Yeah. There's no more 2 seats open. You can pick and sit where you want to after you buy tickets. You got to lock into your tickets. But Bad Boys 4, it did not disappoint. Part 3 I thought was atrocious. I think 2 is the best one of all time. I think 1 is second. But Martin Lawrence saved the day. I won't preview the movie. I know a lot of people want to go see it, but Martin Lawrence is back. There was a lot of talk about him looking a little sickly or looking a little slow, a little wayward with his interviews. Now, Martin was on in this movie, and he brought it back to the first one.
So Ken Brown, our good friend from WJR, good afternoon to you, Ken. Said he saw you at Bad Boys.
He did.
And I'll tell you,
so there's Imagine last Friday.
There's another part 4 that I'm anticipating, and I hope it's as good as Bad Boys 4 because the 4th movie in this franchise feels like it's a real big success. I'm hoping upon all hope that Beverly Hills Cop 4, which drops on Netflix in a couple of weeks, I'm hoping like crazy that one brings it home as well.
It's Eddie Murphy, so Eddie's always going to deliver. Even Coming to America on Prime, appreciate you, Joe, which did not deliver. We knew Coming to America 2.
Coming to America 2 was not great.
No, not at all.
Because it wasn't in America, too, by the way.
This is true. It was Coming to America back home to Zamunda.
Coming to Zamunda.
100%. They got
Zamunda.
A McDonald's inside the throne. But with Eddie, you're always going to get something out of him. But Netflix, I don't know, man. A lot of times they have these movies and they do these projects now. It seems like they get with an artist, whether it's a Kevin Hart, whether it's an Eddie Murphy, whether it's a Dave Chappelle, whether it's a Jerry Seinfeld, and they just do products and they throw money at them. So I'm not expecting much, Ryan Ermanni. I'm not going to expect much that way. If it's a couple of laughs, it'll be good. But it's going to be good to see Eddie Murphy pick back up Axel Foley, Detroit's own.
Axel.
Was that Balky from The Perfect Strangers?
Foley is here to see you.
His name's Serge.
Right, Serge.
The last Netflix Eddie Murphy movie, I think it was You People with Jonah Hill. That wasn't that bad. So we'll see.
I mean, whenever you playing humor of You People, I tell you what, Dolomite. Him and Wesley Snipes. Like Wesley Snipes stole the show in that.
Yeah.
I thought Wesley Snipes was really good.
That's so funny. Guys, I do have that clip of a Quiet Place. This is another one of my bloopers. Hey, it's Friday.
Right.
If we'll listen, we'll get to the sports. There's a lot going on. We'll get to it. Maybe it's the middle of summer. It's going to be 90 degrees. We're just having some laughs here. Hopefully you're enjoying the show.
To the bathroom in the middle of the movie. Well, surprise. At the scariest part.
Did he get the large Slurpee again?
Yes, and a hot dog.
And the Reese Pieces.
And come here just real quick. If you get loud candy in a movie theater, just eat it. Just put it in your mouth and You don't have to pour it out and then
shake it around in that cardboard box
like dice. Just eat it because you're bothering me. All right?
Well, especially in this movie, because Ryan, did you notice that people were afraid to? People say about this movie they're afraid to munch their popcorn too loud. It's so quiet.
Yes, and it makes you aware of
Marel's guy shaking his Reese's.
And seriously, it's not the shaking because it's going to make noise when you pour it out the box, and I accept that. You know what got me? It's the hand rattle. Like you're playing dice and or you're trying to hop, skip it. What are you doing? Just eat it. Just eat it.
So
hop, skip it.
I'll never forget. So
the hand rattle got you
during the commercial break.
It's like 40-year-old version.
During the commercial break,
right.
like they thought they were telling a funny story,
Right.
And I said, guys,
It's not funny.
you know what you're doing,
Right.
And they're like, nobody thought that. You're the only person that thought that. And then you've got all these guys in the floor director,
Okay.
a couple of camera guys. Yeah, everybody thought that. And then like 1 million views later.
Oh my god.
So then what do they have to say?
They were like, "Oh my God, you guys are such," they
Right.
Is
they
it
were
us or is it
laughing,
everybody? It's the gesture we saw.
but- right? Exactly. It's just, if you can't have fun
Yeah.
doing like this job,
Yeah.
like there's so many people, and some of the people today were like, "Oh well, Tom Brokaw would have never." Oh, there goes Tom Brokaw.
Well, that's Tom
you know what I
Brokaw.
mean? Like, man, that era's gone.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I mean. That era is gone of just the.
It's funny you said it. You know what we talk about all the time is when Tony Romo, and I'm trying to bring it back to sports. When Tony Romo got on that CBS desk, he provided that youth, that voice, that loudness, the reaction.
Right.
It's like, whoa, this is a breath of fresh air. And I think that's where we are now with TV and media, et cetera. You got to have a little fun and on
man.
camera, not behind the scenes.
Right.
Sometimes you got to let them know, like, look, now we're humans. This is not AI.
Look, the best part about me is I am what I am, and the worst part about me is I am what I am. Like, there's no guessing, you know?
Yeah, but you own it though. You own it.
You're right. What you see in front of the camera is exactly what you'd see behind the camera. So
I agree.
that's good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because there's no hide. Here's just a couple more. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you're not, we can move on.
Hey, happy Friday.
Let me see. This is the lights. Okay, there was a light that burst. This is...
may live with. Oh! A light just popped. You're okay. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. It was a light.
Your blooper guy today.
Yeah, that one was just the light pop. But to my credit, look, do you know how hot those lights are?
No, they are very hot.
Those things explode, and there's shards of glass everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm protecting myself.
This is true. You have to defend yourself. The first
Right.
mechanism is to protect everything.
Absolutely.
Once you're good, then you can laugh and see what the heck is going on.
Absolutely.
Defense mode.
What's the next one? Is it me at a desk or me with the wrestlers? Chick-fil-A. Okay, so this is...
You got some Chick-fil-A?
So we're doing a story we're sitting at the desk, we're doing a story on Chick-fil-A, and one of our great production managers, Al Johnson, puts the Chick-fil-A cow on the desk.
Oh, come on.
I do not see him coming.
Standing Chick-fil-A. Oh, here's the.
I had, you got to think you're in a protected studio. I have no idea what's going on, what that is. I don't know if it's a mouse, like.
Your jump was kind of like Tank Davis and Frank at the weigh-in yesterday when Tank made Frank jump.
Right.
That's hilarious.
It was a little jumpy.
It's cool, though.
Yeah, and then I think the last one I sent was me with. Okay, we got the Nasty Boys. So the Nasty Boys.
Oh god.
I remember that. That was like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that might be more. That was
2, 3 years?
That was prior to COVID.
Okay, it was more. You showed it before.
I
forgot what it was.
So this one is prior to COVID. This is with the Nasty Boys. So it's I think Motor City Comic Con. They're in. It's the Nasty Boys. It's Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart.
Hey,
Jimmy Hart.
And I'm talking to these guys, and there's this like very expensive vase on the set behind us.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the vase goes down. We go down. I go down. I was totally unprepared. Just thinking that we're messing around. These guys, Knobs and Sags, got a handful of my hair. What I had left, grab me back and pull me down. Take a look.
To the South, you got the Hall of Famer. What about Pretty City? No, be careful. Whoa! I bet you're going to go to break down.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. Get ready. Tomorrow it's happening right here in Detroit.
Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart was like,
you can tell he was all right. Hold on, we're not doing this. It's not the 80s.
Why did they?
You know what's funny about watching that, right? You can tell. If you did not watch wrestling grow up, if you weren't a wrestling fan, you would have been pissed in that scene.
Right.
But the fact that you grew up watching WWF, the fact that you grew up watching these things, it's kind of like, oh, I'm a part of the act finally.
Right.
You would have been hot.
I was like, I'm alive. I'm alive down there. I was like, I'm alive.
I don't know. I might have put hands on the Nasty Boys.
Oh, my God.
They were always a good tune-up anyway.
Oh my God! I got one more I could send in. The last one I could send in. I've got a little folder in my phone with all these bloopers here. It's so funny. Oh wait, this one might be one too. I don't know if you guys. I got two more I could send. Okay.
Well, you know my most favorite of you when you was coming down that damn zip line.
Oh,
he
my
hates
God!
that
I don't even like that. I don't like that one.
He hates that one.
That one is great. Though.
So we made that the ending of the bottom line. What was that back in like 2021?
Yeah,
he was hot, and we ran it for about a good
long time.
Yeah, we ran it for about a good month.
Oh my God!
Maz loves that scene, and Ryan hated it. It was like a back. It always would start a thing the next show. The opening next show.
It's so funny. I'm gonna send three more. So I've got two more, and then the last one here is kind of funny. I think.
While they're getting those in, you guys, I see James over there working hard. Ryan and Ermanni, it's Friday, and on Sunday it's Father's Day, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's good old Father's Day, man. What's on the agenda? What makes a successful Father's Day for Ryan and Ermanni?
You know what's so funny, and we were talking about that. So we're running this contest at Fox 2, the Wallside Windows Fox 2 Amazing Dad Contest. And I just did an interview. One of the reasons why I was late getting here today was because I was doing an interview with the winner. Yeah, right. I was doing an interview with the winners of this contest, and it was a guy. He was a foster dad. Ultimately, adopted a kid at 10 and 14 now, and this kid has so much joy that she finally has a home.
Yeah,
and she loves her dad. Her dad is her entire life, and you know, one of the things I asked her about, like Father's Day, and the best part about Father's Day, and she just said spending time. And the gift of time is like, it cannot be replaced.
It's the number one commodity in the world.
And I was just talking to James, intern James over here is in the TD booth, who I think we could shed the label intern. He's doing such a great job. But, you know, we were talking, he asked me what I wanted for Father's Day, and I was like, guys don't need a lot of stuff. Guys don't need a lot of stuff. We just need time. It's the time spent that means the most. So just as long as I'm, with my kids, I get to see my dad, my stepdad, my father-in-law. I'm in a family where everybody gets along. My dad gets along with my stepdad gets along with my dad. My two dads get along with my father-in-law. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm so blessed that way. So we're all spending the day together. Right. It's awesome.
It's funny you said that, man. I was going to ask you guys, but, you led me into mine. Same. I have a father. I have two fathers, stepdad, biological father, man, and they've always gotten along. And I think that's the best thing about having two dads, when they get along, and they get along great. And my girlfriend's dad, my other dad, we're all going to Kensington Park. So we're kind of doing like the big family thing. So, Cam, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, he'll be out there. He's a dad. I'm a dad. So we just get, and like you said, it's just the time that you get to spend. It's watching the kids get older. It's watching the kids grow up, and just it's Dad Day. And I'm feeling more like a dad this year. So
that's awesome.
I'm expecting good times, man. What about you, KG?
Well, my dad has passed away, but my girlfriend's dad, he's kind of taking me in as one of his own.
That's
so
awesome.
We'll be honoring him this Sunday, and shout out to him, Terry. Not Terry, but Tracy.
You don't even know his name.
Shout out to Tracy.
No, but shout out to Tracy and shout out to you as well, because when you talk about time, I'm sure you especially more so than anybody in here could appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, the time spent is really, really important. You too, Pete. I mean, you too, brother. I know your dad was real important to you and is no longer here.
I miss him every day, man.
Yep.
Every freaking day, I miss my dad. It's just like, I wish when stuff hits the fan in life.
Yep.
I miss the guy with all the answers.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I got to do more homework. It's the second time on one of these holidays. On Mother's Day, I asked Pete. That didn't go out so well.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you that you cannot take these days for granted. Don't worry about a gift. Don't worry about, whatever. Like, just spend the time and see if that doesn't take care of it for you. I got two more. Two more for you. What do you see, a building or a whiteboard?
The water or the keto diet?
Keto diet last.
All right, water first.
I don't even remember what this one is, but let's play it.
Well, not since Napster have we seen a controversial debate over music like we're seeing in computer-generated songs.
Yeah, we are talking about tunes that are crafted by artificial intelligence and featuring the likenesses of artists like Drake and Rihanna, and the AI is forcing music labels to question what's legal.
So that one, and I'm not sure you can appreciate the audio on it. That one, there is a microphone in the bathroom.
Oh, God.
And you can hear somebody taking a leak.
Oh, God.
So if you see my smile, if you can't hear it, you can see my smile on there. Okay, this is the last one, and then we're going to take a break and talk about some sports. Deal?
I'm down. Hey, look, it's a chill Friday.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, let me come back out. So this is a segment we do. It's called the Tag Board segment, where people get to share their thoughts on anything that we talked about. One of the stories that we talked about earlier in that particular show was Jenna Jameson, adult film star.
I know who that is.
She lost 60 pounds on the keto diet. So a lot of people were like, well, what is the keto diet? How, like, what is a breakfast? What is a lunch? What is a dinner? Like, how do you go about, losing 60 pounds on the keto diet? This is Dina reading the Tag Board tweet, and watch my reaction.
So just real quick, I just wanted to tell Becky what Jenna Jameson, adult film star, is eating on her keto diet is eggs for breakfast with avocado. For lunch, it's a big salad with a grilled protein, piece of chicken, salmon. And then for dinner, according to Jenna Jameson, she eats like some cottage cheese and some nuts. You're eating... You're staying away from bread and pasta and sugar.
Yep. We got this.
All right.
One more new post. Hey,
there we go.
Quiet down in the studio.
You talked about your mom. Mind you step over my truck for me?
Is that a good one to end on?
No,
eating nuts.
Is that a good one to end on?
Cottage cheese and some nuts.
I just walked right off. Fair enough.
Hell yeah, it's fair enough. I would not come back.
I did not come back. That was the end of the show.
I saw him wave too. He was like, "Nah, you stay over there. Stay over there." Hey,
that's great.
Good one to end on, fellas.
Yeah, both
All right, guys. Wow. Hey, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final last night. NBA Finals tonight. We'll get to that coming up. Also,
sweet.
Braylon, we've got some trivia as well. Lots to get to, but first, a message from Kenny G and Swiss.
Oh, it is Swiss, and that is me. If you want the best defense in insurance, you know Swiss got you. My man Mark over there working hard. Now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure that your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. So y'all give my man Mark a call today at 313-530-1698 or go to SwissINS.com.
Time to get in shape. It's June. It'll be July. When do you want to get in shape? I keep telling you this every day. Your fitness is essential, and that's why you got to sign up with Planet Fitness. It's only $10 a month. Only $10 a month. You can get right and you'll feel great. It's home of the judgment-free zone, so nobody's judging you. You're working out at your own pace. In the middle, they have the total body workout, so you can get a trainer as well. You can do everything you need at Planet Fitness. Do yourself a favor. Sign up today. Your fitness is essential.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment. Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. That's right, Les Stanford has added the Buick GMC brands to their great dealerships. This dealership located on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile in the great city of Ferndale. Les Stanford Buick GMC. And if you're looking for Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac, you know where that stands, on Michigan Avenue in the great city of Dearborn, where they have been for over 55 years. All 4 GM brands now under the Les Stanford umbrella. Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. Find out more at lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com.
Together, let's drive.
And you can drive on over to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax. Let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. You could walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked.
All right, I understand there were. We'll get to NBA, NHL in just a minute, but I understand there were some shenanigans on the Big D Energy Show.
It was.
Gonna get to that. KG, you were here to witness this.
I was laughing in the background.
Was somebody
so
with the initials TF a part of it? Because whenever I hear shenanigans, first person I think of.
Okay, let me see if it has something to do with this next story. Sam Darnold was named the Vikings starting quarterback for training camp, as training camp opens up next month. This is the head coach, Kevin O'Connell, on Sam Darnold being number 1 over J.J. McCarthy ahead of training camp. Here's the head coach of the Vikings.
I would say Sam, Sam would be, the guy I would look to based upon the spring he's had and really where he's at in his career and his quarterback journey and what he's been able to do coming in and really, hit the ground running and really kind of take advantage of a competitive situation. But at the same time, JJ's really improved. Nick Mullins has had a great spring, and Jaron has also improved. So I've told all 4 of those guys, look, depth charts are great, and it's great to understand where I'm at currently today, but that'll mean really nothing, about the future. That'll be nothing about a week or 2 out. And most importantly, we played 4 of them last year, including, one guy who was not in our building throughout the offseason or training camp, and relied on him to come in and win a game and then try to, play it out from there. So I have total understanding of we only control so much in this whole thing, and that's what I've challenged the quarterbacks to, is control what you can, which is your preparation, how detailed can you be, And can you stack good periods of practice together, good days together, and before you know it, you're looking up and you know, it's not about the camp you've had, it's about your readiness to help the Minnesota Vikings win. Is hopefully what all of our players are going to be reporting back here with the mindset on.
So that was Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell talking about, you know, what it means for McCarthy, and, you know, obviously Darnold is ahead of where JJ is right now. So I understand there were some shenanigans. This is, and I have not seen this, I have only heard of this, thanks to my good friend KG over here, and Pete Spivak, and intern Joel, and intern James.
Sorry,
Ryan and Noah in the back.
Not me, though.
Not you.
Not me, though.
So you and I are going to see this for the first time.
If the Vikings use up premium draft capital and it crumbles, good.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And, again, when you go through 4 weeks and you had as many touchdown passes as the Army quarterback did, the white flags were there. I'm just saying, they were there.
All right, I'm going to do an impersonation. It's not going to be a good one. I'll admit that. Hi, guys. My name is Ron Ermanni, and you're all assholes. JJ's going to be the best quarterback in the draft. Mark it down right now. Damn it. I'm sick of this Wolverine bashing over here. Stop. Spencer, I was going to invite you over to my house. Never again, asshole. Stay away from me. When you see me walking down the hall, turn the other way. JJ's going to be the best quarterback in the draft.
That's a good Ryan already. That's a good Ryan.
That's my Ryan.
That's pretty good.
Best I can do.
Jesus, you know what to do with that.
Good job, Terry Foster. Good job. Good job. That's great. But I will give him credit for this. The impression was terrible, but it was a good effort. I will give Terry credit for this. He got my quote right.
He did.
JJ McCarthy will be the best quarterback in this draft. That's where the period went. I did not go on to say JJ McCarthy will be the best quarterback in year one of this draft. I stopped at JJ McCarthy will be the best quarterback in this draft. Period.
Do you still feel that way?
Yes.
You standing on it?
I stand on this. And not only that, I think this only helps JJ McCarthy. And I thought when he went to the Vikings, even before he went to the Vikings, there was a real possibility that Sam Darnold would be the starting quarterback this year, at least for half the year, maybe even the full year. You just have no idea.
Right.
You know, Patrick Mahomes, and again, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Please don't mistake what I'm saying. But what I am saying is he was the 10th pick. He sat out his first year. He had an established veteran start in front of him.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped Patrick Mahomes. When you do not and are not thrown into the fire, I think it slows everything down for you. And I think if you do start early and you're just maybe it's just really suck, Bray.
Yeah.
I think that's where that confidence gets. You know, look at Zach Wilson. You know, Zach Wilson, and who knows, maybe he just flat out stinks. Okay, maybe he's just a bad quarterback, and he probably is.
Yeah.
But I'll use him for an example. If he goes somewhere and gets to sit for a year or two and goes to a coach that knows what he's doing offensively, maybe that kid's career isn't ruined. But when you are thrown into the fire, when you have to start day one, when you don't have an offensive head coach, when you don't have an offensive, a really great offensive coordinator, I do think that affects you a great deal. JJ can come in, he can go learn from Kevin O'Connell, Sam Darnold. Look, Kyle Shanahan wanted Sam Darnold.
Sean
McVay wanted Sam Darnold, and now Kevin O'Connell wanted Sam Darnold. So all this Sam Darnold sucks
the
kind of stuff.
offensive guys that get it, they seem to like his game.
That point.
I trust them.
Yes, I trust them, not you.
Yeah.
That say Sam Darnold is no good. So I think this only helps JJ McCarthy get to where he ultimately wants to be.
So excited to break this down. The first thing Terry is a menace. Like Terry Foster is a freaking menace. He's always making fun of you and I for the Michigan thing. But depending on what show he's on at the time, he's going to make fun of somebody on the other show. So you just happen to get it this time. Also, I've always disagreed with you. I said it's going to be Caleb Williams, and I think Jaden Daniels is going to be much better than people think.
I think that too, actually.
With that being said, Ryan, listen. We said that the best possible situation, and everybody said it, everybody knew it, so this isn't us, dropping some gems on people. The best scenario for him would have been the Rams to follow behind Matt Stafford and be with Sean McVay, or Minnesota to follow Sam Darnold, be with that skill set, and then have Kevin O'Connell, who studied under Sean McVay, who studied under Kyle Shanahan, the names you name, to have him tutor him, to have him watch film with him, to have him see the game, learn how to play the passing game of the NFL. And he's in that system. He's going to have success. For every quarterback that gets thrust into the fire, for every quarterback, the C.J. Strouds, or the Andrew Luck's first year, or the Cam Newton's first year, you got a ton of guys like Joey Harrington. You got a ton of guys like David Carr. You got a ton of guys like the 2021 draft class.
Zach Wilson, Mac Jones.
That's that draft class. Trey Lance. Jamarcus Russell in 2007. Brady Quinn, who I love to death. You get a ton of these guys get thrust into the fire. They're not on good teams. They don't have good coaches. They don't understand patience. And I think that's what you get. For Patrick Mahomes, who was like that, even regardless of that, Patrick Mahomes still valued and set behind Alex Smith, who had been to the playoffs 4 years in a row with the Chiefs, Andy Reid's mind and what he wanted to have as an offense this time around and implement, Patrick. They got it together, and when they hit it rolling the last game of the season until now, it's hit it rolling. But he had to sit and learn. I saw Russell Wilson. Just because you get named, now this is jumping back and forth, but just because you get named the guy, it's only right now. Matt Flynn got named the guy in Seattle in 2012. When the season started, it was Russell Wilson. I keep saying it because it keeps being valuable in conversations. So,
and Bray, just look as far.
Agree to disagree, yeah.
If you give me top 5 quarterbacks right now that you could start a franchise with, and you take age into account, Jordan Love has to be somewhere in that discussion.
That's facts.
He has to be somewhere in that discussion. Okay. And what was, I'm just, go ahead. For lack of a better way to make a point.
Yeah.
This kid sat for 4 years.
Yeah. He did.
And he might ultimately be the best quarterback in his draft class.
Oh, and think about this, Ryan. And when he finally did get to start, after 4 years, it took him how many games to turn into Matt LaFleur's and Jordan Love's version of 2023? It took him 7-8 games.
Yeah.
Remember the first game we played them? It was like, he's not it. Jordan Love's not the guy. That game that I saw, Utah State versus Michigan State, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. That guy disappeared. It takes time sometimes. J.J. McCarthy, most know it's going to take him time. But I disagree with you. He's going to be the best because I think Caleb Williams is the genuine article. Now, all the other stuff, you got to figure that out. But on the field, I trust Caleb Williams. I trust enough of what I saw in 2 years.
I'll tell you this much. If JJ is not the best quarterback in this draft class, he's 2 behind Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
It's not going to be Caleb. I am that is
wow, you bullish on that, huh?
That is my line in the sand. I don't think I've ever been more right about something.
Wow. Why don't you like Caleb Williams?
If you go back to look at every single one of his games, and I went through every single one of his starts at Oklahoma and USC, he fumbles the ball. Every single game. Now, he may not have lost them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count, as a fumble. Yeah. But this guy turns the ball over unlike anybody in the NFL. You cannot play that type of way in the NFL.
Yeah.
It is, and the game, the balls that he fumbles, you're not getting those in the NFL.
That's true.
You're not getting them in the NFL. He's throwing a lot of picks, and he puts that ball on the carpet. That above everything else. And I don't think the talent level that he will have in the NFL will have that much separation in talent level from the opponent. When you can drop back, run around for 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, and just let your speed guys run by everybody because they're better than everybody else that they're playing.
Yeah,
I think that catches up to you in college, in the NFL. There's very few people that can adapt to that way in the NFL. And now if If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong, and then I'm wrong, and I apologize to Caleb Williams, and I said I was wrong, and that's it. But I just don't see it in Chicago.
I think part of what you said is it's on the side of why he had to be that way, why he had to play that way, why he had to play kind of so reckless. When you look at USC, they had no defense for 2 years. So every time he's dropping back in the pocket, he's thinking about how can I put a 7 on the scoreboard because I know the defense is going to get up a 7. How many points do I have to put on the scoreboard? How many big plays do I have to make? You look at his last year with USC, you can't even name any of their skilled position guys. They had a decent running back, and that was it. So you really have one guy trying to make it happen for both. You have a sorry defense, and you don't have anybody on offense but a running back. He's trying to be the catalyst to win every game, puts a lot of pressure, makes a lot of mistakes, a lot of frustration. That kind of comes with the territory. Now you put him in a situation. His job with the Chicago Bears, it ain't to worry about defense. They have a defense and a head coach for that. But on offense, he's got DJ Moore. He's got Keenan Allen. They just drafted his new best friend. Everybody sees the cover of NFL.com today with he and Rome Odunze, the wide receiver out of Washington that Michigan saw firsthand in the national championship. They got the Step Brothers photo shoot. That's another weapon. On top of Cole Kmet, that's another weapon. On top of DeAndre Swift, that's another weapon who's finally in a space that he trusts himself. Talking about DeAndre Swift. So I just think he's going to be in a situation like he's never been in before. So that guy that you saw win the Heisman, he now has that as his skill set and as his offense. I just think that you'll see him a little more relaxed and maybe make less mistakes because he won't be thinking as much, KG.
Yeah, and I see that argument, and I'll raise you Jared Goff. Because a lot of times, Jared Goff threw a lot of interceptions and he had a lot of fumbles. He was able to fix that. Now, there's still concerns in Chicago about the offensive line. They've never really had a good offensive line there. So there is concerns there. But you're looking at a guy that if he can fix those mistakes that you brought up, which are valid, if he can fix that, you're looking at a guy that's Patrick Mahomes-esque. You know, he can make a lot
definitely
of
got the
plays
talent.
out of nothing. So
I look at it like
and
this.
He's insulated.
He's definitely got the talent.
I look at it like this. And this is I love doing these kind of comparisons or these swap places.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels played with the 2 and 3 most elusive wide receivers in the nation and a running back.
100% on that.
What if Caleb Williams is the quarterback for LSU last year?
100% on that.
And that coach. It's one of those things where it was like, I could see them being even better. So when I think like that, I know that he's the guy for the job. I'm excited because even if I get proven wrong in this situation, I'll be happy I got proved wrong because it's one of those things like, dang, I was wrong. I believe I'm right. I could be wrong.
Going back to that 2020 draft that involved Jordan Love, okay? 2020. I said Jordan Love may end up being the best quarterback in that draft. Maybe, maybe not. But, okay, so Joe Burrow went number 1.
Yeah, of course.
You take the Super Bowl in there, but you take the injuries too.
Yep.
If right now you could pick Joe Burrow or Jordan Love, who are you taking?
Joe Burrow.
Okay, Joe Burrow. We're all taking Joe Burrow.
Of course.
Okay,
Joe
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins. If you could take Tua Tagovailoa or Jordan Love, who would you rather have?
I might take Tua. I mean, not Tua, Jordan Love.
I would take Jordan Love in that
because
situation.
Tua in the injury history.
Here's where I'm stuck. I'm gonna answer it. You know, I take time with mine. Tua Tagovailoa is a product of Mike McDaniels. We understand that. Like, he's having success because Mike McDaniels' offense is so drawn up for him to have success. Isn't that the same thing we're seeing in Green Bay? Jordan Love didn't look like this all-world beater the first 8 games of the season, but once he started listening to Matt LaFleur's, he works amazing in Matt LaFleur's system. So there's that caveat. To answer your question, I'm taking Tua.
Okay. This next one is interesting because I think everybody would take Justin Herbert. And I would take Justin Herbert with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
We're going to find out what Justin Herbert is now with Jim Harbaugh. But if that Brandon Staley was still the head coach,
it's pretty bad.
I'm taking Jordan Love over Justin Herbert. That version of Justin Herbert.
I got you.
That version. Now, maybe this is a conversation we have after this season and you see the type of player that Herbert can be when you've got a run-first-minded head coach, build through the offensive line, tough defense. Maybe it'd be a different story. But can we just say that 2020 quarterback draft is as sick as it gets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Justin Herbert. I'm taking Justin Herbert. Like, I saw him throw for 5,000 yards with offensive coordinator I've never heard of. I've seen Mike Williams be hurt consistently, Keenan Allen be hurt consistently, the running game be non-existent. He still managed to find a way. And Brandon Staley being the most negligent coach in the NFL over the past 10 years, and he still had some success. So Justin Herbert, I'm still taking him. But that class, you know, Burrow shows you what it was. Herbert has that potential. Jordan Love is showing you. I mean, he whooped the Lions handily at Ford Field. So that's going to be the class, not that 2021 class that boasted, 5 quarterbacks drafted?
In the WoodwardSports.com chat, Ryan's reaction, $5. Caleb is the first rookie quarterback to come in to a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard running back.
3,000-yard receivers last time I checked.
Yeah. I mean, and this is as good as the Chicago Bears offense has been in a long time, or at least the amount of tools that they've had
on paper.
On paper.
I saw something. I can't take credit for this tape, but it's right on. Ryan Ermanni, what have the Chicago Bears done as a franchise for the last 50 years? All they focus is on what? Defense. How many times have you heard they haven't developed a quarterback since ever? Since Sid Luckman? He played in the 60s. How many times have you heard about the wide receivers and how their record is only 1,400 yards by somebody that played years ago? Jim Harbaugh is probably the 3rd best quarterback the Chicago Bears have had in a very long time. They focus on defense. They draft defense. They hire defensive-minded coaches. Defense. Still trying to find the 85 Bears. Well, this year, what they do, they brought in Keenan Allen. They brought in 2 tackles. And then with the 9th pick, most people said that they would trade the pick back. They would get more draft capital, or they would go another defensive direction. They drafted another wide receiver. I think they get it. I think finally, and I'm not going to say what they're going to do this year, but finally Chicago Bears organization understands this is 2024. Offense runs the league. Good defense, but we got to stack the offense. I think that lets you know Eberflus is trying to keep his job and trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses being the NFL.
Speaking of offense runs the league, did you see Trevor Lawrence, what he got paid? My goodness.
Big payday.
And
you see why they paid Jared Goff.
And you have to, right? I mean, Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence reached a deal, 5 years, $275 million, $200 million guaranteed, $142 million due at signing.
His agent deserves a pat on the back and an out loud handshake. Yep. 142 due at signing. That's a Kobe deal. Remember, Kobe was the only one that got his salary at the beginning of the season. Day one, he got all the credits and all the ducats. 142 at signing is nuts. Because a lot of time there's that word again. Yeah. A lot of time with NFL, they like to boast these big contracts, but they filter the contract through you in a space and a pace that's befitting of them. That's befitting of the team and what's worked for the team and convenient. They're dropping 142 in his bank account as soon as he signs that dotted line. Man. It's incredible, but you're paying for, once again, the potential, the mystique. This is another guy you're not a fan of, and a lot of people are starting to come on the wave of Ryan Ermanni. Won a national championship, had a chance to win 2 national championships. He goes number 1. He has the comeback against Justin Herbert in the playoffs to get that win. They're paying him for what he did in college. They're paying him for what he looks like, and they're paying him for what the potential is. But I'm telling you like this, that's a lot of money to be wrong.
Well, Braylon, you nailed it when you mentioned the Lions and what they paid Goff, because what they paid Jared Goff is going to look like a bargain in a couple of years. Trevor Lawrence is now making $55 million a year. Only Joe Burrow makes that much in the NFL. So Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence each make $55 million. Jared Goff at 53, Herbert at 52.5, Lamar Jackson 52, and Jalen Hurts looks completely underpaid at $51 million on that list. Underpaid $51 million, but nonetheless, I mean, what you're going to see now, Braylon, is just with the amount of revenue that is coming into the NFL, with the amount of money that is going to be put towards the salary cap, you're going to see a lot of these contracts just become astronomical.
Do me a favor, put that back up there, James. We're doing a hell of a job.
Great job in there, James. Great job in there, big guy.
Look at the Proud. Look at Proud Pop over there. Look at Proud Pop in the chair.
Yeah, he is.
You put these up there right now. $55 million is Trevor Lawrence. 55 is Joe Burrow. Goff's at 53, right? Justin Herbert will be eligible for an extension after the end of this season. his first year with Jim Harbaugh, his money is going to go up. Lamar Jackson got paid last year. What's his extension going to look like 2 years from now, which would be 3 years after he signed that deal? That money is going up. Jalen Hurts had a bad year last year, had a bum knee. The team had a bad year as a team.
Yeah.
He picks up and gets it together. What does his extension look like in 2 years? Tua hasn't got paid. They're waiting to pay Brock Purdy in San Francisco. Those numbers are going to go up, and eventually you're going to look. Jared Goff's going to be a successful quarterback for the Detroit Lions, making $53 million a year, and that won't even be eighth on this list.
And then you look at the other quarterbacks now that are coming up, and what they're
C.J. Stroud will be up in 2 years.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud will
Jordan
be up.
Love will be up.
If you're Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys right now, I'm just not paying Dak $55 million a year. I'm just not doing it.
What you gonna do?
It's one of those.
I don't know what I'm
It's the
gonna
same
do.
as the
Right,
Jaguars.
I know.
What were they gonna do?
You're right about it. I'm not paying Lawrence $55 million a year.
Now, it's so funny. We saw this, and everybody talked about this online. They had the stat. Anson sent it as the first person I saw it, but they had it all over where they showed Daniel Jones's first 4 years. Was it 5?
Yeah.
And they showed Trevor Lawrence first 5 years. They neck and neck. And you can even argue Daniel Jones's numbers were a tad bit better, especially if you include the rushing yards. Everybody complained about Danny Dimes making 48. Are the New York Giants maybe the winners right now more than we thought they were, in the sense that they have Danny Dimes, they have Tyrod Taylor, they revamped their defense? What are they going to do, draft? They're going to move up and draft the player that you're scared of? They're going to draft Drake May, who we think the Patriots made a hell of a wrong move on that?
Well, just because they're paying their quarterback $45 million a year, which would be a bargain if he was good, but he sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just I don't think he's a winning player at all, and they're going to have to figure it out next year. Then I think they're going to have to draft a quarterback next year. The New York Giants are just not going to be good this year. They've lost Saquon Barkley, and they have a bad quarterback. That doesn't say winning to me.
So
no matter how much they're paying their quarterback.
That's true. 40.
You know,
just looking at these numbers, as the more the numbers go up, the more you look at teams that aren't paying. Like, all right, well, they can filter and do other things. I mean, look at what. Appreciate you, James. Look at what the Giants were able to do by keeping on the Daniel for that. They were able to go out and get Brian Burns.
Yeah,
that helps that defensive line. Now it's going to help that secondary. These are the numbers. Trevor Lawrence, 300 yards more passing. Everything else is neck and neck, man. 2 more total TDs, 2 more interceptions, 1 less fumble loss, and the exact same QB rating, a 10th off with 5-4. These are the same numbers. One guy's making 55, the other guy's making 45. I'd rather be the Giants right now in this situation.
Well, when you just looking at these numbers, I totally understand what you're saying. I think the problem here is that I think everybody in New York believes that Daniel Jones is no good.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe everybody
including
in Jackson.
His coach.
I believe everybody in the Jacksonville organization believes they still could pull something out of Trevor Lawrence, and he could be that great player.
Absolutely,
I agree. I think the difference for them is I think Trevor Lawrence is in the situation. I don't necessarily know if I trust Doug Peterson without Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Frank Reich and Doug Peterson, they make magic with the quarterback position everywhere they go. Doug Peterson hasn't been able to rekindle that same magic or that same flame that he had with Frank Reich. Meanwhile, we knew what Brian Daboll was on offense when he was in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. We knew Josh Allen was most successful and he was going to be good as long as he had Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones. If they can fix their relationship this offseason, you add Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, some people say he was better than a Marvin Harrison Jr. So, to your point, I think this is a we'll see year for both of those guys.
Are we getting 2 sweeps? NBA final tonight. Is it over? Get the brooms out or no? Does Dallas hang on? We'll talk about that. Also, Stanley Cup final from last night. We'll get to Braylon's trivia. But first, a message from Dr. Pierce.
Fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You can join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards. And actually, Dr. Pierce will be on later on today for our show. He had something to do yesterday, but he'll be on later on today, either 3:35 or 3:40. And he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to help you in the game and performing at your best. Bass. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. And also, give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box realtors, with one major difference: family, locally owned and operated for over 30 years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts there to help you. Same day, local, curbside, and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at premierpetsupply.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseChevy.com.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
It won't be here forever, so you better take advantage now, and that's the Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich from Soroki's. Also, Nashville Hot Pizza, the tenders, and the fries. I keep telling you about it. It won't be here one day, but it's here now. Join it. It is hot. I got to warn you, it is spicy, but it is good as well. Don't forget those biscuits. Oh, man, you throw a little honey on those biscuits, go a long way. Trying to tell you. Don't remember. Hey, don't say your boy be easy and do nothing for you ever. Also, too, if that's too much for you, if it's too spicy, just get the regular chicken. It's been doing it for years. Soroki's popping up all over the place. Fresh sides, fresh salad. Where else you want to be? Nowhere. See you at Soroki soon.
Welcome in, hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway out today on vacation with the fam. He'll be back Tuesday, so we'll be looking forward to seeing Tom Mazaway on Tuesday. KG here, Pete Spivak here, James and Joel here as well, having a lot of fun on a Friday. As we could see a sweep tonight in the NBA Finals, getting close to a sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals. Last night, Edmonton They made it interesting late, but they lose to the Florida Panthers 4-3 last night, Game 3 in Edmonton. So the Florida Panthers are now 1 win away from their first ever Stanley Cup championship in their franchise's existence. Florida jumped out to a 4-1 lead. Like I said, Edmonton scored the next 2. They made it close. It got interesting late, but Florida hung on, and they're up now 3-0.
I was talking to DJ Tom T about this earlier. He's the one that put me on Connor McDavid some years ago, and so this is my guy. I told Maz that the Florida Panthers were going to win it at the beginning. I didn't know that they were playing against the Edmonton Oilers, so I put that bad juju in the world. At the end of the day, man, they've been suffocating Draisaitl. They've been suffocating Connor McDavid. We've said it all series, and also the goaltending for the for the Florida Panthers, it's just much better than the goaltending of the of the Edmonton Oilers. They're getting goals, they're smothering them. You're just outmanned. It's one season. They're fighting as hard as they can, especially 2 series in a row. They come back, they win to get to the Stanley Cup playoffs. How much gas is really in that tank? And even last night, they still made it interesting. They keep running out of gas. I don't think they have anything left. It sucks. Ken Holland, we love that guy here. Connor McDavid finally got there. But look, he got there fast in Ovechkin, and now get them a goaltender, get them a defenseman in the offseason. That's going to be the recipe for Edmonton. Right now, just way too much.
You know, one of the things, too, about the Edmonton Oilers, they have nothing to be ashamed of. Neither do the New York Rangers. The Florida Panthers are just better than everybody else. That's really what it comes down to this year. Sometimes you just get beat. And this year, the Florida Panthers are better than everybody else.
Yeah. They've been hanging around for the past 6 years. They had the bet. They won the President's Cup 4 years ago. Last year, they make it to the finals. They lose. They have been in it for a minute. So it's just their time. They've taken advantage of, we got this close. What do we need? Added a couple pieces, subtracted a couple pieces. They've been at this thing for 6 years. It's finally their time. They put in the work. Now they're about to get rewarded.
Who knew that a team in Miami or Las Vegas, or Tampa Bay, I mean, these are
the winners year after year, it seems. Florida,
Tampa Bay,
state of Florida.
The state of Florida has had a team in the Stanley Cup Final 5 straight years.
Tampa Bay,
Florida. 3 years in a row, and Miami 2 years in a row. Florida,
Florida,
but they're in Miami.
Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
You know, I mean, it is incredible. Then you have the Las Vegas Golden Knights win a cup,
and they've only been in the league 4 years.
I mean,
3 years.
It is insane.
This is true, man. Like, it doesn't seem like the typical cities that you would think where hockey was big and hockey was going. Boston hasn't won. Detroit, Tamstra hasn't won. The Rangers hasn't won. You look at those major cities. They had Chicago. They won, 2017, maybe 18?
Dante151 in the chat says he left the Red Wings in a sorry state. Talking about Ken Holland. Look, when you don't have a high draft pick for 25 years, it's really hard to get back. They made the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think, what is it? The salary cap came in 2008, I think, and they made it until 16.
They did
8 straight years of a salary cap era. That's still pretty good without having a high draft pick. So it is what it is. But when you watch the hockey being played, specifically in the Final Four, when Florida is playing the Rangers, when Edmonton is playing Dallas, you do kind of look at your own team, you look at yourself in the mirror, and say, man, the Red Wings are far away from anything remotely close to playing like that.
Just listen to the
This is the first year, Bray, that all 8 seeds, all 1 through 8 advanced. Over 9 through 16.
It's been a lot of upsets over the past 4 or 5 years. It's just amazing. Just listen to the conversation that we're having surrounding Edmonton Oilers. They're a team right now that's hot right now. In terms of getting to the finals, they got the best player in the world. They have another one of the best players in the NHL. And we're saying they're undermanned.
Right.
So you can only imagine with the Detroit Red Wings and how really far they are from this stage. If we're saying that Edmonton is undermanned, they don't have the goaltending, they don't have another defenseman, the Red Wings are far off the path. And this is going to be a very pivotal year for Steve Yzerman. At the end of the day, I love Stevie Y. Like I told you, he came and spoke to us before we played Ohio State. My junior year, we won that game, the only game I won against Ohio State. So I'm going to give him some credit for that. Number 19 is a part of my childhood. He's captain, my captain. But at the end of the day, if you would have told me 5 years ago that Steve Yzerman would have taken over and we wouldn't have been to the playoffs one time, You got to start looking at it from that lens, not the Stevie Eisman and what he means to the city. What are you doing in the front office and getting close? I'm sorry, that's not cutting anymore. This is going to be a pivotal year for Stevie Y and those Red Wings right down the street on Woodward.
So we'll see if the Florida Panthers bring out the brooms on Saturday night in Edmonton, 8 o'clock puck drop on ABC. Tonight, it is Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics look to win their 18th championship in franchise history. They are a 1.5-point underdog against the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Braylon Edwards, does Dallas have any life at all? The closeout game is absolutely the hardest game to win. But does Dallas have any life tonight?
I think they have life. I think they have life just because they are in the playoffs. They are at home. Luka Doncic, a week ago we were saying he was the best offensive player in the NBA. That just doesn't disappear overnight. Kyrie Irving, the experience that he has. He's been in the finals before, and he's been down. Last time I checked, they were down 3-1 when they won in 2016. So you have the Jason Kidd, experienced coach, but experienced player in these moments as well. So I don't think their light is off. But something that bothers me is Luka Doncic spoke at the podium today, and he's speaking about, I'm sorry, I was immature in the moment. I got to stop talking to the refs. I got to dial in for my team. I'm going to get it right. My issue is we've heard this before. How many times have we seen Luka during the season? You know what? I got to dial in. I got to play defense. I can't leave my team out to dry. Last year, what happened 3 years ago in the NBA? Was it 2 years ago in the NBA Western Conference Finals when he no-showed, when he didn't play defense, when he was arguing with the refs, when he was legitimately mentally out of the game and offensively? Jalen Brunson was the catalyst. Same thing there. I got to step up for my team. I'm the leader of this team. It's going to get better. I promise. At some point, just stop talking about it. You got to go out there, KG, and play basketball. So are they dead, Ryan and Amon-Ra? Not yet, but they got to go out there and show me 100% because I'm tired of the conversation. I'm tired of the apologies, and I'm tired of actually being one of those guys that lobbies for you and supports you. And here I am again. Like, I got a little too close to Luka this time.
So a couple of years ago, the the Boston Celtics lost to the Golden State Warriors in the 2022 finals, 4-2. Boston has not won a NBA title since
86?
2008.
No, 2008. That was the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett.
I forget about that one.
Yeah, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett final. Yes, they beat the Lakers that year. That was a great series, man.
It was 2 years.
4-2. Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's a great 2 years.
Absolutely. So Boston looking for their first title since 2008 and 18th overall. That franchise, it feels like they are. And if you look at their team, I mean, they're such a young team. They should be the kings of the East for a number of years moving forward. They win this year. I mean, what kind of run could they go on in the East?
I'm going to be realistic. I feel like every year somebody wins, we start talking about that team being the next for some years. I remember when Milwaukee won, it was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Here it is. Chris Middleton has finally figured the game out. Drew Holiday, this is the Giannis era. I remember when Nikola Jokic last year won it. You know what? They're dominant. Who's going to beat this team? Well, Minnesota Timberwolves beat that team. I think what I would say about them, I like the coaching. I like how grounded he is. I like that he's never high. He's never low. He's a genuinely even kill. I think that helps them out a lot. You got two superstars that really don't mind who's balling or who's starring or who's one or who's 1A or 1B. Maybe at home when they're talking to their girlfriends or their wives, it's kind of like, I might be better than him. But when they're on that court, when they're around everybody else, they don't care who stars. It's about winning. If they keep those two guys happy, if those two guys stay with that energy where, look, I'm good, I'm getting mine, and I think it helps that Jaylen Brown also is into way more than just basketball, way more than just sponsorships. He's a genius. He's into NASA. He's into physics. He's teaching and lecturing at Harvard. So I think that's why that dynamic works. You got to keep some vets.
Let me ask you something.
That's the reason when people lose. You talk about the Nuggets, lost their vets and lost their bench from last year. If they can somehow keep some vets in there with those two superstars, they can have a chance with that coach.
Let me ask you something, and I would feel like human nature would pull these guys
away from each other.
When you have a guy like Jason Tatum, who is the crown prince, let's just say, for lack of a better way, for lack of a better way to say it, and you're Jaylen Brown, and you kind of feel like you're better than the guy, okay, within a team.
Yeah.
What dynamic does that have? And more so than that, when you're actually playing the games, and then you're Jason Tatum, and you're like, look at this guy. He's going to be the MVP. He might be better than me. Is this my team? Is this Jaylen Brown's team? Is there a dynamic in that locker room? I'm trying to think of your career, if there was ever a rivalry within a receiver group, or if there was just teammates.
Me and San Antonio.
You and San Antonio. I mean, is there a? I can't be that close to him because all the noise outside the room precludes me from being close to you, because I am. Yeah. It is human nature to want to be the guy. To want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
No, 100%. Yeah. Look at Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at Shaq and Kobe. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, Shaq was the man. Kobe was the man. They couldn't coexist. I mean, it does happen like that. I think they're very unique. I think they're very unique, young, 1-2 punch. Whether whoever's the one that night, or whoever's the two that night, or this particular night, I think they're particularly different. And I'm telling you, I think it's because Jaylen Brown is not just basketball. I think a lot of those 1-2 punches that you see, they're just basketball. So they're doing the same things. They're probably under the same company, whether it's Nike, whatever. They're fighting for the same spots in the offseason, whether it's Subway, whether it's insert brand here. I think with Jaylen Brown, I'm telling you, look, he's making $364 million. He's probably going to be Finals MVP. Soon as this series is over, Ermanni, he's going back to NASA, coming up with some algorithms for some new technology that they're going to do on some spaceships. He's lecturing at Harvard on physics and quantum this and quantum that, whatever things I can't contemplate. That's him. That's where he's at. Jason Tatum's the guy that does the Subway commercial. Jason Tatum's the guy that does Nike. Jason Tatum's the guy that people want to talk about being the face of that team. I think they're very unique, dynamic, and I think they can last. Because Jaylen Brown loves basketball, but his intellectual brain is elsewhere. I mean, Jason Tatum is a cool family. I think they work. Yeah. KG, am I wrong on that?
And yeah, I do think they work, but I think the big question is, how long can you keep this team together? You got Al Horford, who's getting long in the tooth. Drew Holiday, they got the man, but he's not there long term. You look at Porzingis, he's nice to have, but he's always injured. Look at, he got injured this final. So, and then eventually you got to do something with Tatum and Brown in terms of paying them. So
Tatum's about to get paid after his offseason.
Tatum's going to get $300+ million. Brown's already got $300+ million.
Yeah,
running out of money.
They're going to be 1-2 in the NBA.
That's true, but you want to keep that payroll for that long? I mean, I don't know. How do you keep this team together? Like this to where they can compete for multiple years.
You tell me, Joe.
Well, I was gonna say they're gonna have a solid core 3 locked down because Drew Holiday already signed his extension during the playoffs. He signed
if
a 4-year.
If I'm Derek White, I'm not going nowhere.
I was gonna say he signed a 4-year, 135, and then like you said, Derek White, he not on a crazy contract. So if you got 2 core players,
I think Derek White's up this year, isn't he?
What you mean? Like for a contract?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I'll check. But
because that's a guy I'd like the Pistons to go get.
Yeah.
But then you look at a guy like Derek White, okay? Take a guy like Derek. Derek White's a perfect example.
And he made all defense this year.
Listen
he made
to
all
me,
defensive team.
Derek White's a perfect example. This guy is perfect for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
perfect. You got 2 stars that take up all the oxygen of an opposing team's defense.
True.
And Derek White just has to sit there and knock down threes. Who's that guy on the Pistons?
Nobody.
They don't have the 1-2 first, so they damn sure don't have the third guy.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Are you paying Derek White whatever you got to pay Derek White?
Derek White is on contract till next year. So 2020 after the 2025-2026 season, he unrestricted free agent.
But take Derek White as a perfect example.
Gotcha.
Let's just assume he's up this year. He's up for that type of player.
Right.
That is so good being the 3rd, 4th, or 5th option on a championship team. You're coming to your squad where he's asked to be maybe the
1
or 2.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that.
And I was going to say, my bad.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say also the Celtics, to your point earlier when you talked about the teams that have like made it and then people talked about can they double back. I say the Celtics are different for the fact that like you look at the Bucks, they were making it to like round 2 round 1 exit. Then they finally capture lightning in a bottle championship. Nuggets, same thing. Round 2 exit, capture lightning in a bottle, won a championship. So it's a little different for a Celtics team that's constant conference final. The
Celtics are the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, no, people said they very similar. So
yeah,
if you got a team that constantly was able to make it a little bit further, make it to like those finals and that conference finals, team that's like shown that with switching out pieces like a Markieff Morris, like the Celtics haven't had this team all those times that they've been winning.
Yeah.
But the same core has been there always, which is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So that's showing me that that's the main factor. So as long as you keep those two together and then you got a third like Drew Holiday, I think you can really almost plug in just about all you got to do is plug in shooting with them and everybody else will fall in line.
I think you have a unique system in play, kind of like the Lions have here in Detroit, bringing it back to the home team. Guys love playing for Dan Campbell. They've gone through this process together. They started in 2021. They got to 2022. 2023 was finally the full breakout. Now here we are in 2024. They play for Dan Campbell. They'll take deals for Dan Campbell or the team because that's who they are. They care about winning. They care about the process. I think that's how the Celtics are.
Right.
These guys have been together. Like Al Horford's now been there for, 5, 6, 7 years? Derek White's been there. Drew Holiday, it's year 1. But these guys know the process, and they got a guy they trust. They're the guy, when you see him at the podium, they're talking about different things that Joe Mazzulla does to get them confident, different things that he presents to them to get them thinking in a different light, in a different way. I saw something recently. He's huge in the MMA because he's part Brazilian. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is something that he's shown to his team and shown different moves and shown different parts of the fight or matches, if you will. They like that guy a lot. If I'm Derek White, why do I want to go somewhere else?
Right.
Like, why do I want to go? And a lot of the new NBA, you don't want to put more on yourself than you want to handle.
Right.
Like, you can get number 1 money or number 2 money somewhere, but you know that ain't your game. It's like, nah, I'm still making 135. I still can make 150 to stay here.
Seriously,
I still can make
man.
70 million. You know, I'm a 7 or 8 on the bench.
You're making 135. Do you really need to make 150?
And winning.
You know what I mean?
Depending on where it's at. The answer is no.
It's just like, you know what you could do with $135 million?
Same you can do at 150.
Remember the old show Deal or No Deal?
Oh,
Great show.
Okay, great show.
Shout out Howie.
So this is one of the first episodes. It might even have been the first episode. Okay,
Little Howie Mandel.
it might even have been the first episode. People are still trying to understand how to play it. But the guy was down to 2 cases.
Yeah.
$5 and $250,000. No, it was $5 and $500,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There was
What was the deal on the
deal
table?
was $250,000.
Give me 250.
So this guy's out there and he is contemplating what to do. He wants to keep going. So the guy's brother was the family member that is helping him make the decision. And the brother says, Hank, he's begging and pleading with him. Hank, take the deal.
Yeah.
We can turn $250,000 into $500,000.
This is real.
We can't do nothing with no $5.
50 gives you capital.
That's
So
real.
what I'm saying
That's
is,
real.
long way to get to. You can turn $135 million into $150 million real quick. You can't do nothing with, you know what I mean? Like,
You
just
ain't
take
lying.
the money and be happy.
You ain't lying. And where is this 150? Is it in
Right.
Charlotte? I'm cool with my 135.
Right.
Like, where
Portland.
is it New Orleans? You
Yeah.
know what? I'm cool.
A perfect example of this is Jordan Poole. Look what happened to Jordan Poole. He was in a winning situation minus the punch, because of course the punch was crazy.
He got his
but-
block knocked
but
off.
he was
He made Michigan look bad.
Yeah, he did.
that was a win for Michigan State that day.
He was in a good situation. He was winning, man. He
snuck him
was
out.
showcasing his talent. Then he goes to Washington. He's the man. He's making
He's
more
a
money.
whole goofball.
And look
out
at
here
him
paying
now.
$500,000 for dates.
Yeah, right.
Straight. Man, he really set Michigan back.
He did.
I would say an even
He
better
got a
example.
championship though.
I would say an even better example is Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, yep.
What you
Yep.
call?
Yep.
They offered him what, 4 years, $80 million. He like
84.
no,
Yeah.
or 84.
He bet on himself.
Yeah, Latrell Sprewell. He told them.
$5.
He told them I got a family to feed.
Right.
He told them I got a family to feed. Then he
That's
get
what Carmelo
what you call
said.
another
They
contract.
wanted Carmelo to take less to go a couple places. Carmelo was like, nah.
Like they say, don't turn down your
I'm
for show
taking
money.
this
Trying to
bag.
make more money.
That's
and
why I
end
think
up with
Carmelo's like
no
number
money.
3 all
Right.
time, money grossed in NBA.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, we're going to take a break. Braylon's Trivia, we'll do that next. But first, a message from Pete Spivak and Guardian Alarm.
Well, what happens, gentlemen, when you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing. Let Guard and Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring, and technology backed by people. That technology has been proven to work, and those people have been proven to care, so call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey gang, I want to tell you about KDK Law. Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham have your back. 10 plus years of experience and 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code right above my head right there on the screen right now, or you can call 248-971-0476. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law They got your back. All right, it is time now for a Friday trivia. Braylon Edwards, the great Braylon Edwards, I might say, has you covered. A little NBA edition, I'm understanding. Is that what I'm hearing?
NBA Finals trivia.
NBA Finals trivia. By the way, 35 years ago today,
Michael Jordan.
The Detroit Pistons, 1990, 007.
Oh.
Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson. 100.
007.
It's so crazy. Once you get around this time of the year, it's like a bunch of, like every day, it's almost like another Pistons moment. Because, I mean, we did have a lot in the 80s, and then you could back going to work era as well. So,
no doubt.
These are just, it's funny though, this trivia sheet is a little older.
Okay.
So it's like, you need Maz, Maz here with some of these. That's a good hint to help you with this first one. All right, Ryan.
Okay.
This is for this.
Knicks.
This is for all you guys right here. Listen to Ryan.
Willis Reed.
Dr. J.
Well, let me read the question. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Which NBA player was the first to win 2 NBA Finals MVP awards? And the answer is Ryan Ermanni. It's Willis Reed. You said
Willis Reed. Willis Reed.
That's why I died laughing.
KP, give me a little beat on that. Give me a little beat on a Friday. Give me a little beat on a Friday.
Which 2 teams played in the NBA Finals in 2011?
You said what?
Heat versus...
Yeah, Heat and Mavs.
Oh, you had to jump and he beat you.
Oh, 2011?
Yeah. I almost said Thunder. That's why.
Yes, sir. The dirt
you were around the corner when the answer got answered.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dirt ring.
That was the dirt ring. All right, Ryan, this is for you. The Milwaukee Bucks went to their first finals in franchise history in 70-71 season. They skunked the Baltimore Bullets 4-0. Who won the finals MVP?
Lou Alcindor.
This is true. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What do you guys know about Lou Alcindor? Well, you probably. What about you?
I know that he hates hearing that name. So what you call it?
Oh yeah, the Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, I know he hates hearing that.
The blank name.
But yeah, no, I know he had to change it. He didn't have to, but he decided to.
He changed it. This is who he was. He was a deep thinker. He was a profound reader, found the cause and who he was and learning about himself.
You know what? Let me see what his name is in the NBA.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I was going to say, they only call him Kareem.
No, I know, but in nope. Lou Alcindor.
Oh, wow.
Official NBA page. Milwaukee Bucks, 1971, Lou Alcindor.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, 71.
Yeah,
what is he
that's
with
what
the
I
Lakers?
meant. That's what I meant. Like
That's a
in
good call.
1971, with your question,
He was Lou
Alcindor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think they would go back and change that stuff. Like they probably still
can't.
call it.
In 1985, when he won it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
It's like Muhammad Ali is like, all right, now when he won, what was he versus when he took over and did the thing?
Right.
Cash it. Your mom call him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
Right.
All right. What team won the 94-95 NBA title and who was Finals MVP?
Houston Rockets.
I was just about to say that.
Olajuwon.
There you go. That's 2 for you
Akeem
guys.
the Dream.
Through 2003, how many times have the Lakers and Celtics met in the NBA Finals? And this is obviously old.
Lakers and Celtics.
It's 21 years ago. So
how many times?
So take off 2.
Well, they met 5 times in the 80s alone, didn't they?
Yeah.
I was gonna say 8.
I think 10 actually.
That's what it is.
KG with the win. KG with the win.
Just
saying. 10
So,
times.
Lakers,
I'm on fire,
Celtics,
baby.
Lakers,
You are.
Celtics. So
59,
2,
59, 62,
3,
63, 65, 66.
3 times in the 80s.
Yeah.
They met up.
Twice in the 2000s.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. 2008,
This question is
2010.
way. Now some of these are way too old. Here we go. In 1996 NBA Western semifinals between Seattle and Houston, Sonics set a new NBA record for the most 3-pointers in a playoff game. How many
27.
did they make? You got to think, this is 94, 95.
Right.
It's 96.
Right. Not even close.
So you know, like
Made
12.
12. Yeah.
Nope.
No idea.
Barry Sanders.
20.
They made a dub.
There you go.
27
Made a hot
like
dub. Let me see if I can get you some. Here we go. What All-Star from the Cavaliers suffered a knee injury late in Game 1 of the 2015 NBA Finals?
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
Kyrie Irving.
No.
Kyrie Irving. What are y'all talking about?
Who is that
He had
big
shoulder.
guy?
He did his
That's
shoulder.
Kelly Olynyk.
No.
Joe was right.
Who's the big guy in the Cavs? He got his
Zadrunas.
Zildruna Silgauskas.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's 2015 though.
Yeah, it's 2015.
Oh, yeah, okay. Never mind.
yeah. I was about to say he probably was retired by that
Kevin
point.
Love got hurt that series
Yeah,
too.
he did.
No, he got hurt in the first round against the Celtics.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He
You're
already
right.
showed it. This is a fitting question.
Okay.
Which NBA player was the first and only to win Finals MVP but losing the series? I see you over there, James.
James dropping Jerry West. Of course, James got to pick out the white guy.
See? That's exactly what it was.
The logo.
Look at this guy right here.
Dude, I'm playing with you. I get harassed all the time. Oh,
that's
Here we go. Who was the Dallas Mavericks' first MVP, Finals MVP?
Dirk Nowitzki.
Set you up. I set you up.
Don't tell me.
Fats Lever.
They won more recent than that. They beat the Pistons to get to the finals.
This was 2003 then, right? Oh wait,
Six.
no.
Michael Finley?
2006.
Jerry Stackhouse?
No.
The Mavs?
Take it out.
Mark Aguirre?
Oh shoot, I asked the question wrong.
Yeah, that's all I'm like.
Wrong.
I thought they first. I thought they first ring was 2011.
Yeah.
I asked the question wrong. The answer I was looking for was Dwayne Wade, but I asked it in reverse.
What? Yeah.
You
You was asking about the Heat. Yeah.
Who the question
Hey, look,
is?
man, players mess up.
I understand.
Players
I got
mess
you.
up.
Get it together.
Let's see. I'm trying to get you some ones that aren't 46, 53, 67. All right, here you go. In 1995 NBA postseason, the Pacers played the Knicks in the Eastern semifinals. With 18 seconds left, Indiana was losing by 6. When Reggie Miller took over the game, how many points did he score in that
8
period?
points.
It is 8.
Okay, I got a question for you.
It is
I got a trivia question for you.
Yep.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Lakers and Celtics both have 17 NBA championships.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's next?
The third.
Who's the third?
Who's the third?
Is it the?
Oh, I know this one. Golden State.
I was just about to say the Warriors. Yeah,
Because they had they got 3 back in the day.
Back
in the day.
There are only 8 franchises in the NBA that have 3 or more
Pistons
NBA titles.
are in there, baby.
Yes, sir. Still in the top 10.
Who are they?
Bulls, Warriors, Pistons. You just named Celtics,
Lakers, Celtics. So that's 5. So you need 3 more.
Heat. And
Spurs, Heat. Yep.
And 1 more.
Spurs, Heat.
Knicks?
Houston.
Nope.
No, Spurs.
Got 2.
Oh, that's right. I thought they lost in the 80s. Sixers. No,
I don't know if you'll get it. Oh, you just named
Sixers?
it. Sixers. Sixers have 3. Pretty good list to be on, okay? Hey, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by our WSN Injury Insider, Dr. Jeffrey Peace. We'll talk to him next. But first, a message from Wake Up Woodward.
Woodward Sports right now does have the new morning show Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here. You can join the great Matt Broder, Sam Flannel, Kool-Aid, JB, and our very own Kenny G over here every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. mornings as they break down the early sports stories of the day. Again, right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. We'll be right back.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, gang, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Masway out. Tom will be back on Tuesday, back home in Jersey, getting some good rest and relaxation.
You know he's getting some pie.
Absolutely.
You know
Get some pie. Get
Jersey
some pies. It is time now to be joined by our good friend, Dr. Jeff Pierce, the WSN Injury Insider, Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Located in Livonia there, MichiganSportsandSpine.com. Dr. Pierce, where are you coming from?
We're out at New Haven, Connecticut at Yale University.
What's going on at Yale?
That son of mine that plays lacrosse has got a big tournament here, big national tournament hosted by Yale University. So we're out here. We did the whole LaGuardia 2.5-hour drive, the whole thing. We're loving life right now.
No kidding. Set the scene out there for us out there at Yale? A lot of smart people out there. A lot of,
overrated. The Bulldogs.
What do they say? How's it out there at Yale?
It's nice. I mean, we just got here. We're gonna roam around. We're staying in a place right in the campus. So we're going to go get – they say we have to get pizza here. I didn't know Yale was known for pizza. Did you?
I did not know that.
Not too far from New York, so.
Yeah, not too far from it. Now, you said Greenwich, Connecticut. Is that where it is?
Yeah, that's where the money's at.
No, we're in New Haven.
New Haven, Connecticut. I was going to say Greenwich. I feel
Greenwich
like – isn't that where
like
the WWE is?
No, that's in oh my God.
Where's the WWE?
That's where Triple H is from.
Yeah,
huh?
He is, and his character was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque, but they're in dang it, I can see the building.
Yeah, Hartford.
Oh man, I'm full of obscure facts. Hey Doc, before we get into it, I got to ask you, how did Cars and Cigars wind up for you the other night? A couple of weeks ago, it was great seeing you out there.
You went?
Yeah, I mean, you look like you were having some fun.
Oh man, I was toasted.
They had over 1,600 people this year.
That's incredible.
1,600 people.
Year 10 of the event.
They served every one of them. It's crazy.
That's something.
I got a bone to pick with you. Neither one of you guys invited me. I feel some type of way.
I was invited.
I feel some type of way. I could have been your plus one.
I was invited too.
Everybody was invited.
I was the plus one.
You know what? You guys, everybody has excuses. Everybody has excuses.
I was the plus one.
I say we do the show from there next year.
We did it from there a couple of years ago.
2022.
Yeah, we did it from there a couple of years ago.
Let's do it again.
Well, I'll talk to him about us doing the show there next year.
Doc, before Ryan jumps in with some NBA Finals questions, because there is some new developing with the Kristaps Porzingis, I want to ask you a question. I went to a nurse practitioner who doubles as a yogi who doubles as a massage therapist, licensed the whole 9 yards. Saw her today. She was amazing. Name's Yvette. She's right here in Birmingham. She's YC Yoga. The reason why I bring her up is she's all about when something gets injured, there's something off in the body. When something is pushed out, whether there's overcompensation on one side, then that way you can. So with me, my shoulder was messed up, but I'm so out of alignment with my hips on the right side. And then she had to fix my neck. And then my shoulders was this way, and I'm not breathing this way. But her thing is, when things are off, that's when players get injured. That's where injuries take place. It's not necessarily this is what the cause was, or somebody tore an ACL, or somebody messed the calf up, or somebody did this. It's more about where their body was in alignment. The body being out of alignment is how injuries, sprains, strains, pulls, and they happen. Is there a space for us to have more teams starting early in high school and these middle school kids too, to get these consistent, like with your son? Is your son seeing someone that's consistently keeping his alignment together so it makes it easier for him to, in this tournament, operate at the highest level?
Yeah, it's called his dad.
But see, these things. Not everybody's dad is a top-notch doctor, you know what I'm saying, worldwide. So shed some light.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this before. It's like I always use the example of the car going down the road. Even though one of the wheels is out of alignment, you'll still get down the road, but you're not going to be as efficient as you can be. So that's why awareness is big. The person that you've met, the yogi, she's absolutely right. I mean, you know this from your body. You're a well-tuned athlete. It's like when things are out of whack, that's when you start compensating. That's what I really don't like. That's what we talk about prevention. Like it's Michigan Sports and Spine. That's our biggest thing.
Yeah.
We're there to prevent the injury. So I'd love to have a discussion with the woman you met because it's very rare. I'd rather be always proactive than reactive. So I think your question is, how do we identify this at young athletes to have them to be more mechanically sound, which leads to be better athletes and be efficient, right? Is that kind of where you're going?
100%.
Yeah. So that's exactly the philosophy that we have that I've been promoting for 20 plus years. And, we love people like that. But unfortunately, medicine is more reactive. We've always promoted from the day I came out about being preventative, being proactive. What can we do to prevent? Instead of like, oh, wait and see. And it's kind of like our counterparts, the orthopedic surgeons, like, oh, we'll fix it once you break it. That's not true. Musculoskeletal medicine, sports medicine, you're talking about massage, you're talking about yoga, you're talking about Pilates. All these things are for understanding your body mechanics and what's working and not working. The sensitivity of some of the hands, like when I say all therapy isn't created equal, it's so true because you have people that are very good at picking up on sensitivity. Like when I worked on you last week, hopefully this wasn't why you needed it. That made it worse, but
no.
But
no, you would have started getting me to understand that I needed more.
Yeah, and you're too big for me to work on in 3 minutes after the show.
Pause.
But honestly, I mean, it's the way you train. Like I talked about young athletes on the other show on Tuesday, that young athletes are problems because during those adolescent years, when you're doing this elite training during your adolescent years, you're actually could potentially be causing long-term damage. Because if you're not letting your body just do what it's supposed to do and you're pushing on heavy reps, elite training, all this stuff, and you're training for your sport and not cross-training, you're actually causing more problems for alignment and misrepresenting what really needs to be done for you to be a strong, complete athlete.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Hey,
right.
Doc, I wanted to ask you, you've been following the NBA Finals at all. All I keep hearing about is this rare injury that Kristaps Porzingis has. Something about a wrap over his ankle. I don't even know how to. Braylon, do you know how to describe it? Do you know how to describe it, KG?
I'll read it.
It's something that is just very rare and really never seen before.
The name is crazy by itself.
I didn't see. I don't know. I predicted on your show last week that he's going to be strong, and now this is happening. So
I told you he was going to get hurt.
Sure.
I told you he was going to get hurt.
You were calling the KD, the Kevin Durant injury, but
this is what it is, Doc. Left posterior tibialis dislocation. Tibialis.
So it's the left posterior. So it's the ligament going down. So I don't know if it's a retinaculum thing where the tendon sheet, like it's like the cellophane over it that holds it in place in its little sling. It may have come out like one of our players that I described a couple weeks ago, that when that comes out, it just kind of flips over itself. But I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say.
Yeah, I don't even know if they know what they're trying to say because
like a bunch of made up stuff.
Yeah, he came down on his leg wrong. I don't even know what to make of it, but he was out in game 3, and he most likely will be out again tonight.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'd love to get my hands on him to see exactly what's going on. So, but like I said, I mean, it's got to be a bad injury for him to be missing tonight's game. I saw him shooting around, not really pushing off the. Shooting with his whole upper body on warm-ups, and he just couldn't go. You got to change directions. When you have to change directions suddenly, it's going to be hard because that's an important part of your performance is being able to shift quickly, and for defense also.
Here's a shift quickly. Doc. I want to ask you about this. This is a total curveball here. Tarek Skubal for the Detroit Tigers. Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. This guy is the best pitcher in baseball. It doesn't even feel like it's close. That Tommy John surgery, it feels like a pitcher's career doesn't even start now until he has it. But what right? I mean, because of how they're brought.
It's your badge of honor to get
right. Exactly. But can you just speak to how a pitcher not only comes back from a surgery like that, but it's such a common surgery now, and not only do you just come back, but you can almost be better than you were before having the surgery.
Well, we've talked about this multiple times. Like when we get injured, the injuries with the Lions or anybody, it almost makes you step back and realize you're not invincible. I'm going to be more aware of what I do. I'm going to take care of myself better. I'm going to train better. I'm going to work with the trainer. I'm going to be, the awareness and not just like work off my God-given talents, but now I got to work for it. And I think it humbles them to the point where those guys got to make decisions. Either you're going to do it and do it right, or you're not going to make it. So the guys that are coming back successfully are the mental strength where they're saying, I had this surgery. I don't want to have it again. I want to make the most of it. I'm going to listen to my body and be respectful. It's like you take stuff for granted until you can't anymore. And I think really that it's not like all of a sudden their elbow is tighter. Although we can talk about Little League Baseball creating extra laxities that maybe they do have more stability in that elbow after the surgery because they've been beating on it for so long. There's a couple ways to attack this. When you're a good young pitcher and adolescent days, just to tie everything back into the adolescent growth, that you can't abuse them. When you abuse that kid, which most of these kids were abused during their adolescent days, you can create poor mechanics in that elbow that essentially can lead to this injury later. And now you could say what I said first time, that they're more respectful to their body, but mechanically they may be sounder too. So there's a couple ways to explain it. We'll go with both. I'm going with both.
You know what, Doug? It's funny. We're talking about overcompensation, and we've talked about, to your point, we've talked about this before. We've talked about it a couple of different times. But did you see? I saw something interesting. It's Christian Watson, the wide receiver from Green Bay Packers. He has a hamstring deal. He had a bad hamstring rookie year. He had a bad hamstring last year. Well, in the offseason, I think they got an NFL grant to test his hamstrings, and basically he went to, I can't remember what medical school, it's Green Bay, so Wisconsin, Green Bay, goes to the medical school, they do testing, they find out that he's now 80% stronger on his right leg than he is on his left leg. So basically they've implemented strategies and it just exercises, if you will, to strengthen his left leg to help him during the season, and it said it helped tremendous amount. The fact that you have, I guess you could say medicine or medical centers implementing this testing says it happens to athletes more and more and more. And I think that's where my question initially stemmed from. I forgot to tell you that story. Because Christian Watson, the Green Bay Packers, the NFL, they got a whole freaking $3.4 million grant just to test some theories and test some medicines. Like it's very interesting. It's like just work out on your left hamstring just like you work out on your right hamstring.
Well, it's more than that. I mean, it's more of what we talked about with muscle balance. Right. Usually your dominant side is stronger. You create a muscle imbalance. Hockey players are big on that because they're so front loaded. They're always in a forward flex position. And then you create an injury or a sudden movement that will create an imbalance. And that's what they're really trying to do. Kind of back to what we were talking about. You want to have a well-balanced athlete. You want to be proper posture. Posture is a big deal. Mechanics, the strength, all that stuff's playing a role. They're just starting to catch up with what we've been preaching for a long time. And, like when we do exit physicals that some people don't always go to.
Hey, don't bring that up. No need to bring that up. I learned my lessons, okay? I was young, I was immature, and I wanted to get out of there. We were a losing team. I didn't see a need to do another meeting. I didn't see the reason to do another meeting. We got our ass kicked all year. We're 4-12. There's nothing to meet about. I am healthy. I'm going to Miami. I'll see you later. Miami on 3.
That's right. That's why those places are set up in Miami now too. Miami, Vegas, Arizona,
100%.
Costa Rica. Hey, but I want to throw one at you guys.
Yeah.
You know how I always talk about that the foot and ankle is the most disrespected part of our body, correct?
I think so.
We all.
She hurt my foot too today.
What happened to John Rahm? Let's go PGA a little bit.
He pulled out.
Gosh.
He pulled out. You know why?
Because he had a
foot and ankle.
Something in his foot. Is like
Foot
did
and
it collapse
ankle.
on him? His arch collapse?
Gotta
No,
get that
he actually
arch.
has an infection.
Oof.
He's got an infection, and he was compensating for it, throwing his whole mechanics off, and he had to shut it down just to take care of it. He's pushing through it through a few tournaments, and he's just not performing. But a little infection, it takes a guy out. It's just that mechanics of how you're touching the ground, the power from the ground. And with golfers, you have to be so sensitive to your feet and your ankles, the way you're moving around. It's just like, who would think of this guy, wants to fight for the U.S. Open, is out because of a foot infection that he just thought was going to get better. So, it's just crazy where medicine's going and how we're affecting. And, it's millions of dollars. It's bringing the attention. Like you said, the thing in Green Bay, we've been talking about that. Michigan State's been doing stuff like that for a long time, where we look at the dynamics, the movement patterns. I mean, all that's been studied. It's great that it's getting to such a higher level and getting more, popularity or a better science understanding, because then maybe we'll get more people doing it. But I'm worried about the young athletes right now. I think my push for the next month or so is understanding what's going on with young athletes. Yeah. Those adolescent years. Are we really, we're pushing them so hard. Parents are pushing. There's too much money being made off these kids with how they need to train, how they need coaches, how they need.
Doc.
Yes.
We're up against it because we're about to end the show. Let's talk. Let's do an entire segment on that next week, because that's a passion of mine as well. I'd like to focus on that next week if we could.
All right, you can.
Let's do that.
I just think if we can start saving some of these kids and educating the parents, because the coaches they're not always on that same page.
100%. 100%. Hey, Doc, enjoy Connecticut.
Happy Father's Day.
Get some wins out there at Yale.
Yeah, Alan's looking for a big one. There's 3 tomorrow.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Happy early Father's Day, Doc.
Yeah, happy early Father's Day, buddy. All right, Bray, get us out of here.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and happy Father's Day to your father, if you are one as well. Happy Father's Day to him is what I'm more meant to say. Appreciate you guys tuning in all week and all the time here at Woodward Sports Network. Great to work with my great buddy Ryan, Ermanni, KG in the booth, James, and Pete over there having the father-son moment. Speaking of that, yo, look, man, keep tuning in. We will keep dropping bombs, and there's going to be a lot of information coming up next week about Detroit Lions. Don't you worry. But until then, stay safe, keep it hot.